What's up, YouTube? You're now listening to another episode of We're All Screwed Up Podcast, episode number 16.
Lucky cheese.
Oh, you're going crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She like, oh my god. Oh my god.
I like that.
Star.
Yeah,
The pussy
yeah.
star. Oh my god.
YouTube, you're now listening to another episode of We're All Screwed Up Podcast. And yes, if you're new to my channel, welcome back. My name is Florita, and I am one of your newest commentary content creators, but I got some tea for y'all. So, y'all know how I be like, I be in, you know what I'm saying? I be in this little Zeus. I wouldn't say I be in these Zeus streets. I would say I'm more like I be in a Zeus. I be in a Zeus world. And lo and behold, Lemuel Plumber is being sued. Okay, so Lemuel Plumber is being sued by Viacom because he took the idea. They're claiming that they went ahead and filmed that Nick Cannon Bad versus Wild. Now they're saying originally, if you guys remember, there was a show called Wild and Out, a show hosted by Nick Cannon. But something went on. Allegedly, we'll never know exactly what happened. But allegedly, Nick Cannon ended up, signing over the rights to Viacom. And I don't even know if I want to say allegedly at this point because the people are really suing and Viacom really owns it. Now, Lemuel took it upon himself to actually go online and literally tease the own people that are suing him. I don't know if that's like the most, I don't know if that's like the smartest thing legally, but we're going to take a look into this stuff and we're going to react to it. And we're also going to I'm not reacting to it. I'm going to actually give you guys a disclaimer. I hear in the Zeus streets that Lemuel Plumber has, welcome back or officially forgiven Krishan Rock. I mean, I don't know if that's news because she came back on here, used her opportunity to bring up the stuff that she did on television. Now, my thing with that is that there is no thing. I just want to let you guys know I still will be doing reviews and I will be doing recaps. But when it comes to her scenes, I will not be talking about them unless she getting mocked, disciplined, chastised, or unless the girl is holding accountability. I'm not looking at anything that has to do with that girl. I barely even say her name on my channel, and sometimes I do mention her, and it's only because the girl used to previously be on the whole Baddies franchise, right? But I will not be talking about that woman. Like, I will not be talking about that female. The only way I would ever fucking talk about that female on my shit is if this girl was taking some type of accountability. Well, who cares about talking about yourself? Fuck, I'm like, okay, well, fuck you too, bitch. I'm saying I will not be talking about that, okay? Now, let's go over here to these Zeus streets and let's put an ear to this shit and let's see what's going on. Now, come on, y'all. Y'all like my hair, though? No tea, no shade. Like, I feel like it's giving very Taurus. It's giving very money. It's giving very green. It's giving very wealth. It's giving very prosperity. Very down to earth. Okay? And I definitely did my little cuernitos. You guys like my little cuernitos, my little Taurus horns? Oh, I do want to say one thing before we even get to the Zeus streets. Let's talk about some real important. No. Let's talk about some real important real quick. I had my ideas about what Donald Trump was doing, about how he feels the people that are illegal shouldn't be here. I'm also not going to be commentating on that on my channel. I don't want to talk about it because I feel like it's a very sensitive topic. But do I agree with the whole deportation movement? Do I agree with what Trump is doing? I don't necessarily agree because the fact that there's been the Senate, there's been actual people that's been able to get lawyers for, the people who are what we call immigrants. Now, I feel like, I know it's annoying to certain people, like, what? Just because you came out here and you chose to make a living and you chose to get your life together, stuff like that, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's a huge thing. There's a lot of people, a lot of United States citizens who live in America who have yet to take advantage of the responsibilities or the opportunities that they have. You know what I'm saying? As an American, I feel like if y'all gonna sit there and keep telling these people to get out of America, I want to know what's gonna happen when these people really leave out. Are y'all gonna take advantage of the education? Are you gonna take advantage of whatever the government possibly has in store for us in the future? What exactly are Americans looking forward to in the future when all of the hard workers are gone? Right? I understand you have your criminals. Okay, cool. The Salvadorian president has already made it clear. He said, listen, Trump, I understand and I totally get what you're doing. You're protecting your borders. You're protecting your country. You're trying to keep all the people who are criminals out of here. I completely get what you're doing. Now, he's offered Trump, like, listen, the people who are dangerous criminals, violent criminals, how about you send them over here into our prisons? How about we do something like that? And I really think it's in the works. And I don't know. See, even with that, I don't know, because it's like, You know what I'm saying? You got your foot in the door. You better get your shit together. You better become a better human being, or you're going to be shipped off. Your ass is about to be shipped off to a country that you think you're tough out here. You think you a gangster out here, but out here you forget you got freedom. Like you got rights out here as an American. You have rights. So you're more liable to walk free for doing a lot of dumb shit out here. It's in the music, right? Now, in Mexico, on that side of town, or Salvador, you feel me? Venezuela, I don't know if you're gonna be so lucky. I really don't. That's what I'm saying. As an American, we have a lot of freedom, a lot of opportunities. I'm hearing a lot of people bitch about, and at first I was like, I mean, I'm trying to understand where people are coming from. But when I see that, it's like, so are we gonna get rid of the people out here that's over here effing up America too? Make America great again, right? So what we gonna do about the millions of criminals that have been effing up the United States of America since the beginning of time? Since before you guys are claiming there was a whole immigration problem. You know, and the only reason why I feel like I should speak up about this is the fact that my mom is a ciudadana. My mom isn't an immigrant. My mom is a ciudadana. My mom is a citizen. Yes, she was born and raised in Distrito Federal, Federal District, Mexico. Ciudad de Mexico, the capital of Mexico City. Sure. But my mom, you know, took a test to become a citizen because my mom didn't want nothing to have to come back to her or trace back to her. So I understand both people on both sides, but I'm not going to sit here and talk crap, and I cannot just not defend, because at the end of the day, I was raised by a Mexicana. I sure was. You know, she is who I call my mother and the grandmother of my kids, you know, my husband's mother-in-law. My mom was born in 1949 in Ciudad de Mexico. She was an orphan. And that is, and you know, and it's crazy because she lost both her parents, one when she was 6 and then the other one when she was 9. So my mom, you know, she also never really had it easy, but at the same time, my mom was a hard worker. She went to, like, you know, private nun school. My mom stayed out the way. You know what I'm saying? She came out to the States, took a test, married my dad, and then like raised all 4 of us. So it's like, I know everything pretty much that I know because of my mom. You know, it's crazy. All these braids you see in my hair had my mom Mexicana not walked up one day to a sister and was like, listen, I want to be able to braid my daughter's hair. I want to understand my daughter's texture, my daughter's other part of her culture. She wasn't colorist. My mother wanted to be informed so that she could take care of me. And the woman sat us down and helped pick out the braiding hair, the materials, and she taught my mother how to braid my hair. Now, when my braids would fall out, I'd be like, damn, like, I'm going to put them shits back in. I was the one who learned how to really, really braid, because I would then learn any braid that would fall out. I would literally start braiding it back up in my hair. So but I cannot renege. I cannot deny the fact that it was a Mexicana who taught me how to do braids. My mom sat there for hours doing my individuals up until she was getting too sickly and couldn't do it anymore. Like, my mom was doing my hair all the way up into high school. So, yeah, my mom taught me everything I know as far as like food, you know, culture. I know more countries in Mexico than I do the United States of America. Like, I literally know the Mexican salute. Everything. Like, Mexico is such a beautiful culture, very diverse. And I believe that there should be unity. And I believe that we should live in a world full of equality as long as people are doing the right thing. My mom used to say, mija, no podemos hacer las cosas buenas parecer malas. You know what I'm saying? We can't make good things look bad. Now, when we come over here illegally, even though we're coming out here to do the correct thing, even though we're coming out here, we're taking advantage of opportunities in the right way. I get the desperation, right? We have to do things in the right way, because now there are consequences. And this president is not having it at all, okay? President Donald Trump is not having it. And I'm not going to call him a bad president, because this is the first president to actually want to bring Christianity or religion back into office. He doesn't care if there's atheists. He doesn't care. All I know is that Donald Trump, you feel me, is trying to do the right thing. And you know what he admitted made him Christian, or what made him believe more in God? Because he was almost assassinated. He was almost taken out. And the bullet grazed his ear. And Donald Trump literally said at one of his meetings, this is what made him want to come back to God. This is what really, he probably already believed in God, but he said this is what really confirmed his faith in God. And that reminds me of a story in the Bible. If y'all remember, well, you probably do, you probably don't. When the soldiers were coming to get Jesus Christ, Paul cut off one of the ears of the soldiers, right? And because he was so angry, because he was trying to protect Jesus Christ. Like, I understand. But Jesus Christ was working on love. So he told him to step aside. And while the soldier was kneeled down because, he was grabbing his ear, he was in pain, Jesus really came up to him and healed him. And his ear came back. And that soldier became a Christian. At that very moment, it would be he became a believer, right? Same thing for the soldier that actually pierced Christ in his side. When Christ was already on the cross, the soldiers were so desperate because the world started falling apart because God wasn't having it no more. You're not about to keep hurting my son, right? The prophecy had been completed. Jesus did what he was supposed to do. So these soldiers were running around frantically because they had no idea what was about to happen next. And one of the soldiers came up to Jesus because the people started saying, listen, just kill them. Just kill them. Just unalive them. So one of the soldiers went up to Jesus and pierced him in his side. And the blood that fell and trickled off of that spear fell into that soldier's eyes. He became blind in that very moment. And that's what made him become a believer. You can call it Christian believer, whatever you want to call it, spiritual, whatever. You can, maybe Donald Trump has done a lot of sins. A lot of people have done a lot of crappy stuff. But one thing we can't deny is that Jesus is real. And we got the president literally confirming it for himself. You know what I'm saying? So I pray for peace. I'm not, Flo, what side you on? I'm on the side of peace. I'm on the side of righteousness. That is what I'm at. And I like that so far. Trump, he's been trying to hear Mexico out. He's worked things out with the Mexican president. He does sit down and he speaks to them and he's trying to work things out. He's trying to do things for the better of his country. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to understand, different sides. He's just trying to secure his country. You can't be mad at him about it. He's just trying to secure his country, our country. You know what I'm saying? And if we're going to live in it, despite all different backgrounds of the world that we come from, we got to do things the right way. And I hear where he's coming from. I hear him. Now, with that being said, Viva Mexico. And, you know what I'm saying? God bless America, bro. Because you feel me? I'm the best of both worlds. There is no way I can pick a side. God bless America, pero viva Mexico. You feel me? God bless America, but long live Mexico. What are we talking about? Anyway, moving along to the next segment. Ándale, vámonos. Moving along. The caption says, Ming Lee meets with Natalie Nunn and Lemuel Plummer to talk about being on baddies in a recently surfaced video. So I do want to say this. This is my opinion with that. Being who your sister is, I'm not even going to talk directly to the person. I just feel like that's very messy. That's very, I don't know. Because shit, Nicki Minaj, she did, quote Natalie Nunn in a song. She said, even if I was Natalie Nunn, these B words couldn't chin check me. So I don't know. Nicki Minaj is kind of the first person to even say anything, I guess, about baddies. So I don't know how that would be. I feel like I take that back. I don't know if it would be a bad idea anymore because if you get some good management, some good attorneys, some good contracts drafted and written up, I think that would be some good, I guess. But I don't know about being on baddies. You already have your own name. I don't know why you wouldn't just come to Zeus Network and pretty much just say you want your own show. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be a gag, low key, for the world to see Nicki Minaj's little sister getting beat up. Now, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that Ming Lee, I'm not saying that she doesn't have hands. What I'm saying is there's a lot of crooked stuff that goes on in Zeus Network. There's a lot of jumping that goes on in Zeus Network. So I literally don't know how the fuck I don't know how that would play out. Because even Jaden, Alexis, Blueface's baby mama, even she had to get in the field. And she got in the field with Biggie and somehow Biggie mopped her. So I'm just like, I don't know. I wouldn't say mopped her, but I would say, Biggie did bum rush Jaden, but like swinging at her all crazy the way she does. And Jaden Alexis like lost her footing. And then before it could get to whatever it could get, the security came and broke that shit up. They tried to take off the T and I found it anyway because I had it screenshotted. Anyway, it says, and I quote, "Ooh, Viacom sues the Zeus Network for Bad versus Wild, copying Wild and Out." So if you look, it says, Viacom suing Zeus Network, Nick Cannon, Bad versus Wild show, copying Wild and Out. Oh my God. So they're not just suing Zeus Network. They're suing Nick Cannon too. Why would they be suing Nick? Oh, because you agreed to some shit. I guess when they had that deal, it's like, listen, it's our idea. Even though it's your idea, you agreed to give us that and you can't say anything about it no more. That's kind of like with the Migos, everything off. With the whole QC, giving it to, I think, Japan or China or whatever, you can no longer profit off of that anymore. So Viacom isn't playing. We can say allegedly, but you guys see the proof right here. And I'm like, damn, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Viacom also buy out BET, Black Entertainment Television? It says the Zeus show features rival teams competing against each other, much like the MTV staple. So if you look at the pictures, you see the Wild and Out, and then you see the Bad versus Wild. That's very corny though. If Nick Cannon did do that. Now here's the proof of Lemmy. He took it upon himself to kind of get sassy back with them, and he was kind of pulling a Drake, lol. Because if you guys remember, I guess Drake, recently just sued MGM because he felt like they were like buying out streams. He felt like he was accusing them of buying out streams. He was accusing them of literally pushing out the masses to keep promoting what Kendrick Lamar's song was doing, and I guess he's humiliated. That is like the biggest. Like you can't be mad. Like you just not can't. If a lot of celebrities would have did that to Drake back in the day, I feel like, dude, you guys are having a very good, start of your year. Because even though it's February, we're going into March. It's still like the beginning of the year. I feel like it don't hit me. It doesn't necessarily hit me that we're already in the middle of the new year until it's like my birthday. My birthday is in May. So, but anyway, guys, night.